It's about 4:45 p.m. on Friday, December 15th, 2023. It's 48 degrees out, so it's actually colder now than it was this morning when the sun rose up. We got like half an inch of rain, somewhere thereabouts. I'm not entirely certain about how much rain it was. The field, there is some places where there's a little bit of puddling. Most of the field seems to be just a little bit moist, that's all. So my son's rolling up the wire there so the cows get their new pasture. I watched a really good video. Oh gosh, and I feel terrible. I forget the name of the guy, but he's giving a talk to a bunch of cattlemen the night before their bulls are going to go on sale. And the essence of his talk, the essence of his talk was that you have to increase the productivity of your land. So even though you are a cattle rancher, ultimately you're growing grass. And so what you want to do is raise the amount of grass that you're growing per acre, the amount of forage you're growing, and then from there you maximize the amount of cow that you grow. And of course, he's a big fan of rotational grazing. He's a big fan of the South Pole breed. He likes the South Pole for several reasons, not the least of which is the fact that it's a smaller cow. And his point there about smaller cows is that they take less forage to make more weight, right? So if you think about like your operation, you grow so much forage in a year. You want to turn that much forage into beef, right? Or something like that, right? And so you want to breed that can more efficiently convert. Oh, look at this grass. That is Dallas grass because the purple tips. You can see that thin-bladed spiky grass next to it, which I don't know what it is. But this is a nice pasture. Anyway, a couple more points he makes is that when you're doing it at large scale, the costs are associated with the land and not so much the cows. The cows do all the work. And you basically decide how much work you want to put in on the cows. Like if a cow is struggling having a calf, there's two options there. One is you help the cow out. The other one is you let the cow do its thing, and if it fails, you either let it die or you put it out of its misery. The second thing sounds harsh, but when you have limited resources, you can't spend those resources helping one cow. You know, that's not how you make money, right? The cow has to do its job, and you have to do your job, right? So anyway, yeah. Just I want to link to the video, but I think it's it kind of opened my eyes to kind of the economics of the situation. He also does a lot of comparison between what happened in the 1970s in the United States versus now, and why the cattle businesses are failing left and right. Why it worked in the 1970s and why it doesn't work now, right, 50 years later. And it has to do with the fact that the cost of things didn't necessarily go up with inflation-adjusted dollars. It actually went down a little bit. But the price of beef has also fallen. And so people are spending less on the beef they get. And so if you think that you can run the same operation that you ran in the 70s and somehow make a profit, you can't, right? You have to become more efficient with your time and your energy and your resources to make more beef, right? And it's totally possible to make money doing beef. It's very possible for mom and pops like myself right now on limited acreage and limited cows to make money on beef. But the formula only works if you're growing a lot of grass, right? And so your attention and focus has to be on growing grass. So we sell beef, but we grow grass, right? Anyway, I think that there are going to be some new market opportunities coming up shortly, just because I'm optimistic about these things. I think that the internet has created a new kind of market where we can basically bypass the middleman, so to speak. We don't need distributors. We don't need our beef to be shown in Walmart, but hopefully we can bring back kind of the boutique style of raising beef, where you're buying from the individual farmer directly. And I think that with a little bit changes to the regulations, that the vast majority of Americans would prefer to buy directly from a farmer. And there's ways to do that right now. It's just you kind of have to skirt the law a little bit. Not break the law, but just kind of work around it. So that's where we're at. I think it's amazing with YouTube and things like that, this technology, where people are able to actually see what's going on behind the scenes. And these videos I'm making primarily to document, my pasture, so I can measure my result and my success, which where I'm standing right now, I'm very successful. Halfway through December, to be standing on a patch of ground with tons of grass, 2-3 foot tall in some places, lots of summer grass left over, which doesn't have much nutrients but still has some, but lots of fresh green grass to graze on. And the proof will be when I harvest and slaughter these cows. Look at Blue. Blue is as fat as ever. Somebody said you can't get fat cows on grass, and I kind of disagree. I'll say you can't get obese cows on grass. Like, they won't get too fat, but they'll definitely get fat, especially if there's a lot more grass than they can eat. And that's what you want to have, is you want to grow plenty of grass, lots and lots of grass, and then consume most of that grass, but not all of it, right? Look at you. You definitely have a calf in there. You're almost ready to pop, aren't you? Oh, I can't wait to see what you give me. I can't wait to see what you give me. Little factories. These guys, if you don't know what a cow is, if you think about it in terms of a machine, a cow is converting plant matter that humans cannot eat. I could eat grass all day. I would die from starvation if I ate grass. They convert that into tasty beef. That's the beautiful thing about these cows. And the grass is efficiently converting sunlight, rainwater, and carbon dioxide into fuel to feed these cows and to restore the soil. Right? What a beautiful, beautiful animal it is. There's a reason why from the beginning of recorded history, cows and sheep were present. They've always been with mankind. I don't know if civilization is possible without these animals. I don't think it is. We'd have to grow fields and fields of wheat and corn, deplete the soil, and we wouldn't be able to build civilization. We would just be basically hunting and gathering. What will we be hunting? Ruminants, deer, elk, buffalo. Those are ruminants. They're all animals that can convert grass into food. Right? So that's what we'd be doing. All right, guys, have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.